Good evening, everyone. So I just would like to talk on ongoing UN General Assembly, as especially this meeting is quite important, and all the Tibetans would like to need to have the awareness of this meeting. Recently, just last week, the Tibetans were completed with our parliamentary session in Dharamsala, and that meeting was followed by the current going UN General, which started yesterday, and it will continues until 30th of September. And there are lots of dignitaries and leaders were come across the world. As per to the news sources, it says that 182 leaders came from different corners of the world and assembled, gathered in the United Nations building at New York City, where we are staying. The most prominent speakers are the President of the United States, Prime Minister of India, and some other dignitaries are there to speak up. Those are the most prominent speakers. And the topic they are covering are the climate change, humanity, human rights, business, and different territories. This morning, I was privileged to watch the live telecast of the speech by the President Donald Trump, and his speech was quite long, about an hour, and he was quoting right from the beginning about the immigrations and the law and aspect consequences for the illegal immigrations from all over the world, to the carbon footprint and global warming, human rights, and humanities. Perhaps now, maybe in the coming times, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will going to speak, and other dignitaries will going to speak. And I'm hope that they will be going to discuss on the different issues, and also they might be discuss on the investigations of how the global warmings and carbon footprints and the human rights situations thoroughly. The speech that I watched today was by the President of United States, Donald J. Trump. And he said that carbon footprint and the climate change, global issues of the warming, all these are the matters of whole world, and those are the difficulties and problems facing by the human beings around the world, and the world leaders are supposed to find the solutions. But what I'm found, one very important thing that they decided yesterday was they declared the Palestine as a statehood status. Means the Palestinian government has got the independence from the Israeli government. They have chosen to statehood. So we also are thinking and expecting to have such kind of situations for the Tibetans. The Tibetans are also right to have that statehood, because Tibet was independent since from hundreds and thousands of years. Why the United Nations is not talking about the statehood rights of the Tibet's independence for the Tibetan peoples? And on top of that, as we think about the carbon footprint, global warming, and the climate change, the first and the most important thing that the world leaders need to discuss is where is the source? What are the factors of climate change and global warming? They must see and witness of over melting of the glaciers in Tibetan Plateau. They must think about the providing waters to the whole Asia. And unfortunately, currently that place is under the explorations. The environmental was totally destructed. Recently, we are witness that the Chinese are playing on the roof of the world. Forget about the other things that produced certain product, but they are burning different kinds of the pepper bombs. If we think about the carbon footprint, it's the gasolines which is produced by the different industries, factories. Especially in Tibet, the Chinese Communist government has chosen Tibet as their trash dump. They're testing all the kind of nuclear weapons, including, and all the other weapons are making in Tibet. Because of that, they're emitting lots of gasolines and industrial pollutions, and that become the carbon footprint. And that is the factor of climate change and global warming. Now, if we think about the product of those companies and industries, mostly they are producing the weapons, destructive weapons, nuclear weapons, including, and they are used to conquer the weaker nations. Especially, the China is aimed to conquer the whole world by implementing their policy, so-called One Belt, One Road initiative policy. That's why the Chinese Xi Jinping is missing for this important meeting where 182 leaders will come from all over the world, but there's no Xi Jinping here. Why? They embraced, maybe he is ashamed, felt ashamed of destroying the environmental genociding in Tibet, assimilating the culture of Tibetans. So I hope